What's going on, guys? My name's Zipwire, and this is Introduction to Season 6 for Fortnite. So I'm pretty excited about this patch. I've had a lot of fun today so far. Really excited to play a bunch of content in this season. This is the Epic Games launcher. Essentially, I just want to quickly go over the patch notes. Um, they did a they added a bunch of stuff. They added some pets in the backpack, and you get the battle pass. They've added a castle. I'm gonna go over some gameplay of that, show you what it's like in game. Um, they've fixed a whole bunch of bugs, and they've added some new content. They adjust the double barrel, reduce damage a little bit. It was kind of strong. Dual pistol, there was so many of them on the game, and they kind of reduced it. They also reduced the grappler. I'm going to mention that in some of the gameplay in the video as well. They removed the impulse, suppress sub, LMG, bouncer, and C4. So much has changed in this. I don't want to go all over because it take too much time, but essentially they also added this new feature called shadow form. You can go invisible. You act like a rogue almost, and you can't use your gun. You come out of it and shoot people. If you move, people see you. If you stand still, you're invis. It got disabled halfway through the first day of the release, which is today, because there was some sort of bug. I'm really excited for them to put that back in there. It's a lot of fun. I got some gameplay with it. Unfortunately, I didn't have any audio. I wasn't able to put the video in there, but it's actually a lot of fun. So there's a whole bunch more that's in the release notes. I'm not gonna go over it. This would take too much time. But the biggest change that I like is they changed the way the storm circle behaves in game. And if anybody's played PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, but PUBG back in the day, when it first came out, the first 6 months or so, when the storm would come in, or the gas or the zone, whatever, when they would come in, it would get to a specific zone, like the fourth circle. Everyone called it the death circle, because if you were in that circle while it was moving, it would chunk so much damage, it was unhealable, and you would die. And it kind of destroys PvP, because you're trying to get everybody out of the storm or the gas, try to get him into the circle, but people would all be fighting, and then all of a sudden they would go in really quick, and if you were stuck in there, you would just die to the circle. Season 5, they made some changes for Fortnite to reduce the time that it takes for the storm to start moving, and increase the time for the storm to start to get there. So essentially, the storm is a lot slower. So it'll be like, instead of 30 seconds between circles, it'll be like 60 seconds. So it storms slower. You have time to run in, and if you're fighting two teams and you're stuck way behind where you're supposed to be, you're able to clean up. The storm's slower, so you're able to run in, jump at it, and you got a lot more time. So it kind of promotes more PvP, and instead reduces the amount of damage you're taking to the zone. So you're not fighting the elements, you're actually fighting other people, and you get to have fun with the game. So anyways, I'm not going to go over anything else. There's a bunch of other stuff that they had in the release notes, but let's get into the gameplay. Alright, so getting in game now. Biggest change they've done in this in the map, I should say, is the island. The island was like Lulu Lake Island was shot right up out of the lake, and it's levitating in midair, and there's like these gusts of winds all around the island, and you can, if you get in that wind, you can fly around, fly up and down. It's pretty crazy. As you can see, you just jump off, and you're just like this. You're in this orbit almost, and you just fly around. You can fly down to the ground, deploy your glider, land if you want, or if you want, you can jump back into the wind, fly back up, fly back on top of the roof of the house, do whatever. It's pretty interesting. Nothing like they haven't done anything like this in the game yet, so I've had a lot of fun with this so far. And if you land in like a busy area, or if you like, let's say you come in this area where the bus has gone right over and it's pretty busy, you'll have some pretty crazy fights here. So land in, check it out. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, you can make a lot of crazy plays from on this island, especially when it's busy. There's a lot of people in the area, like on the island or on the ground. Um, you can actually sit on the edge of the island and shoot people on the ground, and you can actually be in AR range, and you can be hitting them. You can like bounce back and forth from up top and the bottom, or you can just like provide air support up here and just laser down at people with your teammates down there fighting. I've seen some pretty crazy videos and live streams of people doing that. Like you can see here, I just decided to drop down, and because I could hear them, because when you're up top on the island, looks like my gun. Oh yeah, I ran out of bullets here. But when you're up top on the island, even though you're so high up in the air, you can actually still like hear them pretty well. Um, it's not like it's not as far away as you think. So you can hear them, and you know people are in the area, and you drop right down and you shoot them like what happens here. One thing I'm not a big fan of in season 6 is they remove the bouncy lake. And at the end of season 5, the cube melted in Blue Lake, made the water bouncy, and you could bounce over it and cover some area pretty quick. I really like that because I've never been a big fan of Lake in general because it's slow when you walk in, and if you have to get on the other side of the lake to get into the zone, you have to waste a lot of resources or walk through the lake, and it takes forever. So it slows the game down, and I think just having the lake in the middle of the map is just just an eyesore almost, and it's just a problem, and I was never a big fan. And I think that the bouncy lake solved a lot of those problems, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. But it was changed, and I guess the normal lake is back, but all you have to do is walk to the middle and jump in that wind, and you'll get launched up, and you can use your lighter and cover some area. So it's not too bad. It's still decent. So pretty excited about this change right here. They finally fixed shopping carts. I've been angry so many times when I've gone to a game and I've tried to build and I wasn't able to build a ramp or a wall in front of me because shopping cart was blocking it, and I would die because of it. So thank you, Epic, for fixing it. Super happy about that. So this is another change they made underneath Wailing Woods in the middle of the maze. They adjusted the maze, they made it a little bit simpler, and now there's a whole underground portion to it. So it's not going to be the massive mess land to try to get 7 chests like those challenges earlier. So basically all you gotta do is jump down, break a hole in the ground, and the underground portion is here. A couple dudes here that I found that were looting. You basically can break it in any of the ground here, or you could come down this elevator shaft and there's cement at the bottom you gotta break down. So it's not a too bad area. It's a nice little expansion to Wailing Woods. So Wailing Woods is pretty, kind of, I don't know, not a lot of people, not a very popular position, but it's actually much better now because, especially in tournament play and stuff like that, there's a lot of resources to farm. Like it was, nothing's changed there, but now there's a little area where there's a few more chests. There's like a spot to hide, so you're not in the open forest, and there's actually a rift down here. So if you see, not this very second, but you'll see in a few seconds after I kill this guy here, there's actually a rift at the very end. So a little bit more flexibility. You can land in, farm a bunch of resources, run around in here, and then hit the rift and get out. So it's just not too bad. It doesn't seem like there was a rift in that clip, but this is the new addition that they made to the area between Haunted Hills and Pleasant Park. They put a castle on top. There's 4 chests, 1 in each of these towers, and then there's 1 in the bottom and the top of the castle. And it's a pretty decent area to land if you're coming off the bus in a lit area, and a nice little place, maybe tournament play, away from the bus, high up. So it's a decent spot, a nice little addition. So this is pretty much the video. I wanted to show tons more content, but I'll be releasing more videos soon. So hit the subscribe button. If you want to view my Twitch channel, the link will be in the description box below. Also, I have my Instagram and my Twitter. I'll be posting clips like the one you're about to see. And drop by the Twitch channel, drop me a follow, and say hello. I want to talk to you. Until next time, see you later.